Alright guys, welcome back to Ibrahito Graphics. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to use the first two tools in the CorelDRAW toolbox, which are the pick tool and the edit shape tools. Okay, let me just show you what we're going to be treating today. We're going to be treating about the pick tools and the edit shape tools. Under the pick tools, we have the pick, freehand pick, free transform, shape, smooth tool, smear, twirl, attract and repair, smudge and roughing tools. These tools is what we are going to be treating on this tutorial. Before we start, please guys, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please subscribe and click on the notification icon to get notified whenever we drop a new video, and comment your thoughts on the comment section, like and share with your friends. Okay, without wasting much of our time, let's get started with what we have. The first two under the pick tool is what we have: the pick tool and the freehand tool, and freehand pick and the free transform tool. Let's start with the pick tool. The pick tool, what is it used for? The pick tool is used to select, position or transform object. Let's bring an object. We have this as an object. Let's use the pick tools on it. We can be able to change its position. We can double click on it. We can be able to rotate this, change, transform this. That's basically what the pick tools is used for. Let's go to the next tool. What's the next tool? The next tool we have is a free hand pick. What's the free hand pick used for? The free hand pick is used to select objects by using a freehand selection, mask, position or transform. In this one, it basically work like the pick tool. Like on your CorelDRAW, the lower versions of CorelDRAW, which are 11 Corel 13th, I don't think that these two addition to, which are the freehand pick and the freehand transform tools, are there. They are only available in upper versions of CorelDRAW. Okay, let's look at how to use this freehand tool. You're going to use your hand and make a freehand selection around the object that you want. Use your hand and make a freehand selection around the object that you want to select. Basically, we have select this. That's how this freehand tool is used. You can go ahead and try it. Practice make perfect. You can also use this to select all this. You can also use this. Use your free pick tool to select all this. We have selected 3Ds. That's basically how the free hand pick works. Let's go to the free transform. What's the free transform use? The free transform is used to rotate, skew, mirror, and scale object. Okay, I want to select this object. Let's go select back our free transform tool and see how it works. Okay, this is our free transform tool. You can use it to rotate this, skew, and transform an object. As you can see, this is how these two work. Okay, that's basically all about the pick tools. Let's go to the next tool, which is the edit shape tools. Under the edit shape tools, this is the next tool, which is the edit shape tool. Under the edit shape tool, the first tool we have here is the shape tool. What is the shape tool used for? The shape tool is used to edit a curved object or text character by manipulating nodes. A curved object, as you can see, this object is not curved. We can't manipulate it because there is no node. We can only change the edge of this object by doing it like this. We are only able to change the edge of this object, but we can't manipulate it because there is no node. For us to have a node on this object, we first of all have to convert it to curve. To convert it to curve, there are basically two ways of doing it, or three ways of doing it here. The first is go to your object, then you go to convert to curve. As you can see, we now have nodes which we can be able to manipulate. That's the first method of doing it. And the second method of doing it is to click on the object, then you click on convert to curve. When you convert to curve, we now have our node which we can manipulate. Let's go to the third method of doing it. The third method of doing this is just to press Ctrl Q. Once you press your Ctrl Q, the object automatically turns to curve. We can be able to manipulate this. We can able to delete this node. We can add another node by double clicking. When you double click, you add another node. When you double click, you add another node. You can also click here to add node. And also click here to delete nodes. You can click here to delete these nodes. or you click on your delete button to delete those nodes. Okay, that's how the pick tool, that's how the shape tool works. Let's try this on text. Let's assume we have this text here. Let's enlarge it. Okay, let's click on the shape tools. We are only able to scale this way and also to manipulate this text like this, but we can't manipulate it to our trace because there is no node on this test. It is not a curve object like I said before, which we did previously. For us to do this, let me just use the shortcut method, which is the control q, in order to convert this to curve. This object is not a curve. To note it is if your object is a curve or not. This test is not a curve because the font is still displaying and the font size is still displaying. But once we convert this to curve, this there will no longer be font and font size, showing that this object is no longer a font, that it is now a curve object. Okay, let's click on our shape tool and press on control q. Once we cancel control q, you can see we now have many nodes on this object, on this text. We can be able to manipulate it, do as we want. Let's change. As you can see, we can able to do anyhow you want with this. Let me zoom out. Okay, that's basically about the shape tools and how to use it. Let's go to the next tool, which is the smooth tool. What is the smooth tool used for? The smooth tool is used to smooth objects by dragging along its outline. As you can see, we have 5 here. This size, the size of the smooth tool is too big. For you to reduce it, just click on here to be reducing this. I want it to be 1. You can just do it the simplest way you want, but let me just put this to 1. This is now 1. As you can see, this the size of this is now 1. Let's bring our object to see how the smooth tool works. Okay, let's click back on our smooth tool. As it said that this smooth tool is used to smooth object by dragging along its outline of this object. When we drag along this outline, we are able to smooth this. I don't know if you are seeing what is happening to that object. We are able to smooth this. Let's increase this to 5 for us to have a more effect on this object. We are able to smooth this. As you can see, that's how this smooth to work. Okay, that's basically about the smooth tool. You can go ahead and try it, use it as many times as you want. Let's go to the next tool. What is the next tool? The next tool is called the smudge tool. What's the smudge tool used for? The smudge tool is used to change the edge of an object by dragging along its outline. To me, it's basically work the same thing as the smooth tool. Let's change this to 1. Once we change this to 1, this is still our object that you are using to change your shape of that object. It works exactly like the smudge tool. As you can see, I know that you're not seeing any effect because this works almost the same as the smudge tool. Okay, let's click on that object. As you can see, it's just almost the same thing as the smooth tool. I don't see anything different in it. Okay, that's about the small tool. In CorelDRAW, there are tools that you use frequently to design. All these tools, I don't use them frequently. The most frequent tools that I will use, don't worry, when we start designing graphics, we are just starting on this channel. I just want to give you all the major information you need about CorelDRAW before we move into designing graphics. But when we start designing graphics, we see that most of these tools that I will teach you, I will not touch most of them when designing my own graphics. There are some frequent tools that we normally use. We will see it when we start designing our graphics. Let's go to the next tool, which is the Twirl tool. What is this tool used for? This tool is used to add a tree effect by dragging along the outline of an object. Look at basically what this is telling us. Let's change this to 1. Once we change this to 1, you can add a twin effect on this object. I don't know if you can. Have you seen what this is doing? Just on the outline, then you leave it. It will add an effect that you want. Just click on that outline, then you leave it. It will add an effect. You can click here to reduce the speed at which the effect is being done. Let's change this to 11. You can see that this will be slow now because we have reduced the speed of it. Okay, that's basically about the twin tool. Let's go to the next tool, which is the attract and repair. What is the attract and repair used for? The attract and repair is used to reshape object by attracting or pushing nodes away. Reshape object, pushing node away, or you can push inside. We are using this to reshape this object. That's basically what this is used for, to reshape an object. At the name sounds, you can use it to reshape an object by dragging along its outline. You'll be able to reshape that object, give it any shape you want. Like I said, these two I don't use it when designing graphics. Let's you go to the next tool, which is the smudge tool. What is the smudge tool used for? Okay, the smudge tool is used to change the shape of an object by dragging along its outline. To change the shape of an object by dragging along its outline. As you can see, the size of this smudge tool is too small. Let's change it to 1. Once we change this to 1, you can see how this works. I don't know if you are seeing anything there. Have you seen how we are going to be able to reshape this and give it a shape that you want? Or let's bring another object and click on the smudge tool. You can be able to give this circle any shape that we want it to have. Have you seen what I have done with that smudge tool? That's what it is basically useful, just to reshape an object. You can use this, you can go ahead and try this on your system. Let's go to the last tool in this tutorial, which is the roughing tool. What is the roughing tool used for? The roughing tool is used to distort the edge of an object by dragging along its outline. To distort the edge of an object by dragging along its outline. Okay, let's bring another object. You can use this not only on this circle rectangle. You can import any file in CorelDRAW and this tool will work exactly the same way as I'm doing it. I'm just choosing all these files so that you will just know what we are doing here. Okay, let's click on our last tool, which is the roughing tool. Let's increase the size of this to 1. If you increase the size of this to 1, you see how this is. This, I don't know if you're seeing what is happening there. Look at what we are doing to this object. As you can see, this is what we are doing to this object. We have been able to roughen it. It is now looking like a polygon, which is 26 sided, or a star like something. Yeah, that's basically about these tools. Okay guys, we have I told you guys initially that in this video we are only going to be treating the first two tools in corridor, which is the pick tools and the edit shape tools. I believe that you can now go ahead and use these two. Try it. Skills get better with trying. Just open your corridor, try it. You can even go ahead with the next tool, test how they works, so that you'll be able to be perfect in this application. Please guys, I'm begging you again, please subscribe to my channel, like and share with your friends, and click on the notification icon to get notified whenever I drop a new video, and also share your thoughts on this video. Okay guys, I'm going to see you guys on the next video. Bye for now and see you next time. Bye bye.